Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I am Leander Madonia, and if you're an oldie, welcome back. So today's video is actually going to be something very, very different. It is currently Endometriosis Awareness Month and the color representation is yellow. And I decided that I'm going to use this platform to discuss the disease that I have with a friend of mine who is helped me throughout my diagnosis, and we're a support system for each other. So why not take this time to spread awareness and talk about our journeys and what we went through and what we are going through with endometriosis. Definitely have to introduce this amazing Han, my dear friend Ipeleng. So I'm just going to give you a very quick bio about this girl because she's actually the gal. So Ipeleng is a 32-year-old professional dancer from Johannesburg. Ips began her dance training at the age of 5 with ballet and completed all RAD examinations up to Advanced 2 under Joanne Dickman. I don't know who that is, but I know that Advanced 2 is quite a thing, you know what I mean? Later, Ipeleng trained at Cape Academy of Performing Arts in various styles such as tap, contemporary, jazz, Spanish, and musical theatre. Apparently she also sings, but she's never sang for me, which is very upsetting. She has performed in various professional performing companies including Cape Dance Company, Tshwane Dance Theatre, Cape Town City Ballet, and Dada Masido Dance Factory, both local and international stages. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my dear friend, Ipeleng. So hello my dear friend.
Hi friend.
Welcome to my channel.
Thank you.
Say hi to the people.
Hi guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being with us and for taking the time to sit down with us and discuss something that's actually quite personal. But why do you feel like you actually decided to come onto this platform?
Well, when you were talking about the fact that it's Endometriosis Awareness Month, I thought it's important for us to discuss this because a lot of the time it's shunned, like we've been speaking about, and yeah, just to raise awareness.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you. So let's get right into it. First and foremost, what is endometriosis? So I'm just going to read what endometriosis is, and then maybe we can go in and explain ourselves what we deem it is. Endometriosis is an often painful disorder in which tissue similar to the tissue that normally lines the inside of your uterus, the endometrium, grows outside your uterus. Endometriosis most commonly involves your ovaries, fallopian tubes, and the tissue lining your pelvis. Endometriosis can cause pain, sometimes severe, especially during menstrual periods. Fertility problems are also may develop. It has no known cure. That's an important part right there. And affects 1 in 10 women. Here's 2 right here. So yeah, do you feel like that is correct? It came from the internet. It better be.
I mean,
correct.
It should be. I hope so. Yeah.
So another thing is that endometriosis can form anywhere in the body. Actually, you can have it in your eyes, you can have it in your nose, but most of the time I think commonly it would be in the reproductive system of the woman's body, right?
Yeah. That's how I understand it as well.
That's how I understand. Yeah, definitely. But basically, in layman's terms, your period happens outside of your endometrium wall. So now that we understand what endometriosis is, the reason why we're together is because we want to share our journeys with you guys so you can have better understanding and awareness during this Endometriosis Awareness Month. So first and foremost, how did you find out that you actually had endometriosis?
Man, it was a mind flip. So I was dancing in a very big dance season in Cape Town. I was in a lot of dance numbers. It was a 2-hour program.
How old were you?
I was, oh my goodness, how old was I? It was 16.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I was 26, so that makes you 28?
Yes. Doing my maths, I'm like, was I 28?
I think so.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, that's correct. Mm-hmm. So I was doing a heavy dance season, and obviously that comes with a lot of physical pain because you're working up to 8 hours a day dancing, which is, you always feel pain anyway. So I had a pain on the left side of my pelvis, which was quite consistent. I was flying through my pedals. Eventually, the pharmacy that I was going to, they flagged me as like using too many Myprodol.
Like you're a druggie.
They were like, "Girl, we can't give you any more."
That is so hectic. Oh my gosh.
So then that's when because I was very busy at the time, I realized something isn't right. I'm using too much Myprodol. So went to the doctor. Well, at the time I was going to physio just to get through the season. came back to Johannesburg, where I'm from, and went to the doctor. And the doctor was like, no, this is not my department. So I went back to my physio and I was like, can you just double check? This is a physio I've known since I was 13 years old. And she was like, no, not my department. You need to go see your gynae. And I was like, right. So went to the gynae, and first thing was, okay, we have to go into surgery. And I was like, sorry, what's happening? I was booked for a show in Oslo 2 weeks later, and I was like, no, I need to go to Oslo. Which in hindsight was quite stupid, but
that's your passion.
It's my life.
That's the first thing
passion.
that comes to your mind.
I was like, no, I'm not. So I went to Oslo. He allowed me. I mean, he was like, it's your life. Do what you got to do.
After the surgery?
People.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
so, I mean, this is now, he's now done the assessment, and he says you've got endometriosis.
How did he assess you for him to find out that you have endometriosis?
So I did a ultrasound. And then we did another test that he did, like a physical examination, where he was like, you've got a huge cyst or something's up.
Okay.
So during ultrasound, they realized that there was a massive cyst, and that was causing the pain. And then obviously many endometriosis lesions inside.
And you could see that through the ultrasound?
I think it's ultrasound that gave that information. I stand corrected.
Okay.
Stand to be corrected. So I went to Oslo, performed on my painkillers, came back and had surgery 2 days later. But that was basically how I found out about the endometriosis.
Wow, beloved. That's hectic. In my case, I mean, throughout my 20s, I would say, I had very painful periods in general. So going to free healthcare in Los Angeles, so they didn't really go in extensively and look for things to help me. They were just like, oh, maybe try some birth control, etc., etc. So when I moved back to South Africa, the pain was even worse. And then in 2019, in October, I had a very big meeting for a collaboration that I was doing with a very big international company. And I was at my parents' house, just sleeping over. So when I woke up to start getting ready for the meeting, I literally woke up in the most immense pain I've ever experienced in my entire life. And then I literally I crawled from my room at my parents' house to my mom's bedroom because I couldn't even shout or pick up a phone or anything to say, come to the room and help me. So I literally crawled on all fours and I collapsed right by the door. And then she came to me and she said, what is going on? I said, I have no idea. And then she just gave me medication. She threw me in the bath and washed me, an entire 29-year-old.
Wow.
She washed me and then she said, can you cancel your meeting? I said, no, I cannot. So basically, you going to Oslo,
I can't
me
cancel
being
my
like,
meeting.
This is big money. This is a big collaboration I've got going on. So I need to go to my meeting. Luckily, I woke up very early. So she gave me the medicine and I fell asleep. And I woke up and I was fine. But I was drained because when you go through those spells of pain,
oh my gosh,
you just literally like, it's a wrap for the day. So I went to the meeting. A month later, it's now November, immense pain again. But now it's more in the upper region rather than down here. So I was like, something is up because I normally get this downward pain and it's associated with your period. So I decided to call my mom and to call my husband. I said, I think I need to go to the hospital. So I went. They did extensive tests. I had to take some injection that warmed my entire body. It's like blue liquid that goes all over.
Yes.
Yeah. And it warms your entire body, and then you go through the
MRI.
The
machine,
MRI, yes, exactly. So it's basically a liquid that is thicker than your blood. So then you actually like feel like you're swelling up, so they can see what is happening. And then that's when they said you have a cyst. You have a decision to do surgery, or you can go on birth control, which I wasn't on. I've only been on birth control once in my life at some period. And I said, take whatever the hell this thing is out now. Take it out now. So then they took it out, and then I slept over in the hospital. The next day, doctor came to tell me, everything was successful except, man, you got endometriosis. And yeah, then I was shook. And the first person that came to my mind was you. It was Ips, and I was like, oh my God, here we go. So yeah, that was our journeys of how we found out. So now you found out you have endometriosis. Mm-hmm. What did the doctor tell you of how you're going to move forward in this new diagnosis and this disease that you've now figured out. Oh, this is why I've had all this pain. What is the advice that the doctor gave you of the way forward?
It was difficult because the doctor who did my surgery, I didn't have a very good relationship with him in terms of conversation and getting information. He was kind of cold.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, like I saw him as Joshua Doe.
If you don't know what Joshua Doe is, just go Google. It's a South African thing. It's the ambassador, the mascot of the furniture shop.
But that's what I was seeing, and we had no conversation, and I didn't understand. I didn't know what to ask because I didn't know what it meant going forward. So what happened was I had the surgery, and then straight after the surgery, his advice was you need to get a Mirena, the IUD device, to stop your period, because that's what mostly it should do. Well, I think it works in like 99% of women, that it stops your period.
Okay.
So I was just the
one.
So he advised that I get the IUD, put in the Mirena IUD, which I did a few months later after healing a little bit. And yeah, that was my way forward. Other than that,
that's it.
Yeah, I didn't get much information, I won't lie. I had to do a lot of research myself.
And how long did it take you to gain that research and then have somewhat of an understanding of how you are going to go forward?
A while, I think. I have a cousin who has endometriosis. She helped me a whole lot to understand.
I see. Okay.
So that's mainly where I got my information from. But yeah, my doctor wasn't very transparent.
Wow.
I'm not sure if it's because he didn't know or it was just a case of I'm surgery, I'm helping you, done.
Next patient. Money. Capitalism. Rife. Well, in my instance, I actually have a very lovely doctor. He was actually on an episode of Kanye Mbau's reality TV show.
Okay.
She went and I was like, Dr. Madachat, that is my doctor. What's up? So, yeah, I think he's pretty well known, I guess. I don't know. But he sat me down. He speaks very softly. So you have to be like, what did you say? But he had me and my husband there. This is literally, I'm still in the hospital bed. I've still got all of the devices and everything. And he said, do you know what endometriosis is? I said, yes. And he's like, I'm going to explain to you anyway. So then he explained to me, and then he said, are you on birth control? I said, no, I'm not. He asked me why. I said, I don't like those things. I don't like those chemicals in my body. And then he said, okay, well, we need to figure out what we can do to help you, what medication or whatever is going to be advisable for you. Then, because I was with my husband, I think, he had asked me about what is my thoughts on having children, my parent planning.
Family planning.
Family planning, that's it. Family planning. So he asked me and my husband, family planning, what's up? Because that would determine what medicine I will go on. And I said, I'm chill, bro. I'm not about having children right now, so let's figure it out. So then he let me heal, and then he said, in a week's time, when you come for your checkup, you need to tell me what you want to do. If you want to have children this year or nah, because shit's going down in your uterus, basically. Oh, that reminds me, when you were diagnosed, did they tell you what stage you were?
I don't remember hearing about a stage at all.
Because your doctor was Joshua Doe.
Yes. Wow. He may have told my mom. I don't know. I was very out of it, and yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember any stage.
Wow. Well, I was diagnosed with stage 4, which is the last stage, kind of like your stages of cancer. And so he was quite concerned as to, what my family planning is about. So he wanted to have a solid answer from me the next week. I needed to just decide in my head my entire future in 1 week.
In a week?
In 1 week.
Okay.
And then I came back. So I came back a week later. I told him didn't really think about having children right now. What can we do to solve this issue now? Let me know that there's no cure. And then he's advised to go on Vasan, which is, for me, godsend. Have you ever been on Vasan?
Nope. Haven't been on Vasan.
You just had the Mirena, basically.
I had the Mirena for all these years, and then only recently, which we'll talk about, I think, have a new plan, basically.
Wow. So Vasan it looks like birth control, but it's not. So if you guys are on Vasan and you don't want to have babies, just don't think it's a birth control. Stay woke. So yeah, it's just a pill that I take every single day, and it comes with its side effects as well. Yeah, that's pretty much the first year. But for you, emotionally, your first year, what did that look like?
It was not pretty. It was not pretty. So I went into the surgery after I came back from Oslo, and obviously that put me out of work because I dance for a living. So I couldn't. I had a big scar across, similar to the C-section scar.
Why?
Because of the size of the cyst. So what was supposed to happen was to have the laparoscopy. Is that the word?
I think it's
laparoscopy. To go through the belly button, and do the drainage. But when they did it through that, so I have a scar both on my belly button and the C-section scar. When they did it that way, the cyst had hardened so much that they couldn't drain it that way.
Oh my gosh!
So while I was under anesthetic, they had to keep me under and just cut, and that's how they took the cyst out. The cyst was then putting pressure on my left ovary. Which they had to remove because it was damaged.
Wow.
So, I mean, the year after that was like, can I have kids ever? Will I be able to dance again like I used to?
Oh, yeah.
Just being physically, unable to do my job and my passion. So, yeah, it was a lot. It was heavy. Thank goodness for my parents. I went to stay with them. And, yeah, they saw me through, but it was a lot. Self-esteem all the way down. Yeah.
Just talk about self-esteem. Why do you feel like it went down?
I think a number of things, because at the age I was as well, it was like, I'm nearing 30, you should have kids soon. First concern is, can I have kids? Will I physically be able to? I'm now unable to earn my own money. I'm now dependent on people. So that's another level that was a knock. And yeah, and just overplaying, what could I have done to prevent this and all those things.
Is it my fault?
Is it my fault? What did I do wrong, Yeah, those kind of things play into that.
Yeah. Did you feel like you were less of a woman?
Yeah, for a long time. I'd even say it affected my relationships because I was single at the time. And I felt like my relationship with men, I started to push men away because I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to be what you need me to be, Yeah, so
which is like heavy, societal things that come into our head when you're just fine. You just got diagnosed with a disease that affects women. That's pretty much the crux of it. Wow, that's very heavy. I actually was listening to you and got emotional myself. I was like, I know. So I guess emotionally for me, it's interesting listening to someone who's single and then someone who's married. So now I'm in this relationship for many, many years. Discussion of children was kind of an on and off type situation. I have my own demons in my head about children, just because of the frame of my body. I'm quite thin, so I've been bullied throughout my life. Where people are like, how are you going to carry a baby? Where are those hips? How are you going to carry the baby? So that was just demons going in my mind throughout my whole life. And then to be like, I knew I wasn't going to be able to carry a baby. And I didn't know what it was. And then here it is. It's endometriosis. Wow. So that was going through my mind. And then now I have a week to discuss with my husband. What are we going to do? What are the chats? And I didn't get to be able to come to a conclusion. And so I felt that I was inadequate for my husband. Whether there's a time that I do want to have children, I thought, just leave me and find somebody else. So that you can be able to have the children that you want. And the knock of the self-esteem for sure. Lots of crying.
A lot.
And lots of anger, actually. I had a lot of anger. I think, that's my personality in general. When it comes to emotions, it'll come out more anger than
tears.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a lot of, just leave me alone, and locking myself and covering myself in the bed for days on end. And, but my healing process with my doctor, you've got the huge scar. I have the most teeny scar on my belly button and just two that are near my crotch area. And Yeah, literally 3 days after I was at Marvel. After my surgery, I was at a bar. I was like, I'm over this. I'm done with chilling in the bed. Yeah, I was able to walk. I was a bit of a waddler. And, my husband was like with the steps. But yeah, I was fine.
Amazing.
I was chilled. I don't know. I had like really easy surgery, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, in terms of the first year, it was horrific.
Hell.
Emotionally. It's very important that people have a support system. Because that thing will wreck you.
I don't know what I would have done without that. I have no idea.
Yeah, there's people that go through this alone.
Alone, oh my God.
Oh, and with shitty husbands sometimes even. I can't. Oh, and sex was out of the question. And that was my husband. My own husband.
So
I had mad PTSD. I still do, actually. So it's been a year and a bit, I think. I think I'm going on my second year of endometriosis diagnosis. And sex has gone way down. I have so much PTSD from surgery, from learning about it, from the thoughts in my head, from thinking that it's going to be painful every time. So why would I...
Anticipating the worst.
Exactly. Yeah. So why would I want to run to pain?
Exactly.
Like, I'm just like, no, I'm good. And then when it happens, I'm like, that wasn't bad.
I'm okay.
We should do this again. And then when again comes, I'm just like, no, I'm good. PTSD happens again, over and over and over again.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So it definitely affected my sex life for sure. And then as a single woman, you would say
yeah, absolutely.
Like imagine having dating, to explain that.
Explaining it.
Many different.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Many different.
Okay. Sorry. My bad. Whatever number you got, girl.
No, it's a lot. It's also a trust barrier that's just like added on top of that, I mean, obviously that's a trust thing for everyone, but it just feels like, I don't know if you'll take care of this for me.
Exactly.
So
are you just going to be a meanie?
Yeah.
Oh, God, guys. Oof. And now I got PTSD right now. Okay, so that was the past. That was year 1. But where are you now with your journey of endometriosis?
So I'm feeling a lot better right now. A lot better. I feel like a different body. I got rid of my Mirena actually 3 days ago.
Wow.
So very relieved. Yeah, Monday. I got rid of my Mirena. Finally. It took me a while. And I think...
I was literally texting you saying, excuse me, can you please call your doctor? Thanks, bye.
I kept it for way too long. Way too long. Because I'm in the 1 or 2% where it's ineffective in terms of stopping your cycle. So I had my cycle throughout with this thing and it felt like an imposter in my body. But I was too scared to get rid of it. Just the pain of all that and that invasive feeling was just a lot.
You didn't want to go through a mini surgery again, basically.
And I didn't want to sit on a table with my knees getting some, it's just a lot. So I got it removed 2 days ago and I just feel excited that I'm device free. So now I have to deal with this only, you know. So my new doctor is incredible. She was fantastic.
Very happy for you.
She spent an hour talking to me, giving me information, asking me questions, letting me ask questions. When there was nothing to say, she let me sit to let me simmer some questions up, and it was great. So the device is out and I've done a couple of tests, and she's basically helping me with the journey of health going forward, including lifestyle changes and all sorts of things. So
are you not going to be on any medication?
So I will start medication next month with my new cycle. I've forgotten the name, but it's a contraceptive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to doing the birth control route for you. I see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I wish and I hope that it's going to be a successful journey for you.
Thank you.
That will
I hope.
Bring non-pain. And if it does, it's something that is controllable.
Thank you.
I really hope that.
I receive.
I receive. So where I'm at now, I am totally cool. Besides the emotional PTSD situations, obviously. But yes, I'm on the Vasan. The Vasan worked for me. It's basically supposed to stop your period, which I guess is like the Mirena. It stopped mine. I'm very happy that I don't have that thing. There's nothing more that I hate on this earth than my period. I have hated it from the very, very first day I got it when I was 12. I don't understand it. It's annoying. So I am period free, and it also saves me a lot of money at the grocery store. I just pass that out like, not today. And then I move on to my next grocery shopping. I'm like, I don't need you. So it helps with the pain immensely. I do not go through those bursts of pain every time I have a period, and I'm very grateful. I am much better with my mind. I'm accepting that I still don't know about my parents' planning, family planning. See, I don't even know the terms. I will talk with my doctor about probably looking at freezing eggs at this point. Because I'm not trying to have a child right now. It's a pandemic. So we good. So yeah, I'm pretty chilled. I got my support system.
I'm glad.
And they know what the hell's going down. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be in Vasan for like 20 years. I'm just saying, people have been on it for like 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, my doctor said, yeah, there's girls, ladies that stay on it for like 10 years and it's chilled.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The side effects suck, but I'd rather have that than pain.
Yeah.
I feel. So earlier we discussed that there is no cure for endometriosis. Now I'm going to read why the internet says there's no cure. And feel free to chime in on your end now that we have lived this experience, and yours is actually longer than mine, why you think there might be no cure. So the internet says, reason number one that there is no cure for endometriosis is because they have no idea why it happens. There is no exact cause as to why it happens to this person or that person versus this person versus that person. So if there is no cause, if you don't know a cause, then how are you going to know a cure? So that's reason number one. But apparently, some researchers somewhere in the air that we don't know who they are researching and investigating factors that might explain why one woman gets endo and the other doesn't. But there's no information that's telling us what they have found. The next thing is that they're researching if the immune system reacts a certain way to make a woman more at risk. Still no information. Cool. And then they also say they are also working on identifying a gene. Just some gene. But
also they.
Who's they? Who they? Who? Some random people. Like, who are you? Why don't we know who they are? But that's what they're saying about no cure. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I mean, the issue is doctors telling us we don't know what the cause is. Because if you tell me this is the reason, I'll stop doing it. I swear. But
for real,
I'll stop today. But I can't tell you. I can't tell you what it is. It's frustrating as hell.
Immensely frustrating. It is not cool for there to be a disease that affects 1 in 10 women. Guys, count 10 women
Severely.
right now. One of them has endometriosis. That's a lot of women in the world. And they are still have this much research. That's insane. Because, to be honest, if this affected men, there'd be way more information.
Agreed.
And that's a problem. There's a lot of stigmas that go around with endometriosis. So first and foremost, I'm just going to read a few that come from the interwebs, and you can chime in as well. So it says, the social stigma around endometriosis is the following: severe lack of funding, research, awareness, and diagnostic methods. Correct.
Yep.
So previously, when I was asking you, so they knew you had endometriosis through an ultrasound. So one of the things that I know is that apparently you can only diagnose endometriosis through surgery, which is the
laparoscopy thing.
Guys, you.
Sorry.
I'll write it down right here what the actual word is. I'm sorry. But, English first language. So they have to literally go in and check. Oh, here is endometriosis.
There it is.
So most of the time somebody comes in with a cyst. And then once they are in surgery, then they discover there's endometriosis. So you're telling me if somebody comes and says, I have pain, all of those people have to go through a surgery to discover they have endometriosis?
That doesn't make sense.
That is way too much. Not everybody has the money, first and foremost,
yes,
to go through surgery. So they need to find other ways in how they can diagnose it, first and foremost, without invasive surgery and having to be off of work. Not everybody can afford that either. Not everybody has understanding bosses, which we will do. It says here, women are forced into a culture of silence about their bodies and menstrual cycles. Yeah, we don't learn nothing at school. Like, what was sex ed for you? How to put a condom on the banana?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you will start to grow hairs and you will get your period.
Yeah. Your period. Literally, like, that's number one. So let's not even talk about endometriosis. The fact that it has to be this disgusting thing and very quiet, and then if a girl's at school and she's soiled her pants by getting her period, then it's like, oh my God, and now she's embarrassed. There is where the stigma of endometriosis starts, first and foremost. So we should stop doing that and make it known that women bleed. It's a thing. And then we can be able to discuss the things that come with bleeding, like endometriosis.
I mean, I hope it's different now at schools.
That's true. We are old hands.
A long time ago, you know, so we hope.
Yeah, we really hope that it is different, for sure. It says here, many doctors are misinformed. You had to go through
which is my question with the doctors I've been to. Maybe they just didn't know. Especially Joshua Dore, who was older, you know? I don't know. It could be that. Maybe that lack of communication was, I'm not 100% sure.
Women's health is considered taboo. She just got defeated. I just got so tired. I'm just going to move on to the next one. It's true. Not taboo. Not taboo. Taboo is not the word. Not important is the word. Women's health is not important. It's unimportant. Yeah. Because the gatekeepers are men. So... insufficient sex education that does not provide women with the information that they need. We just discussed that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So those are the stigmas that are around endometriosis. So that being said, there are tons of myths, and we are going to debunk them. Not a lot of them, but feel free to jump in with if there's ones that are not written from this graph that I found on the interwebs. But basically, the myths are saying hysterectomy or childbirth is a cure. It is not a cure. I've heard that so many times before I was diagnosed. How many times have you heard, oh yeah, I used to have bad periods as well, but you know, when I had my child, they actually went away.
They went it got better.
Mm-hmm. I hear that all the time. I heard that from my own mom. Calling you out, mom. But it's because she wasn't informed in her years and her mother didn't know, so I forgive you. However, I've definitely heard that nonsense. So no, having children is not a cure for endometriosis, and neither is having a hysterectomy, because endometriosis is a disease that stays with you for life. And sometimes it's very silent and very dormant, and sometimes
other times the demon
comes out and you're like, oh yeah, I have that disease. I forgot. And then it reminds you. And also laparoscopy could be the L word. The L word also is not a cure for endometriosis. It just removes the lesions as they come to give you some pain relief, and also it can help you with your childbirth journey because endometriosis affects fertility. But that's about it on that. And then missing school work due to pain is normal. Is that normal? It is not normal. If you are feeling pain and it's affecting your life, go to the doctor immediately. It is not normal for women to have severely bad, painful periods. I feel like we should say that again. It is not normal. Next, the level of pain relates to the stage of the disease.
Nope.
No. I'd actually like to talk about that a little bit. So I have stage 4, like I mentioned before. I have been pretty chill, but again, I'm only like approaching 2 years of my endometriosis diagnosis. But I've been pretty chilled. Not a lot of flare-ups at all. And that's stage 4. And I've seen people that have come to me and they're like, I just got diagnosed with stage 1. And they're going through it. I mean, the flare-ups with the big belly, the pain and everything.
Nausea, illness, people go through
vomiting,
it,
fainting. Yeah. So that is just stage 1. So it definitely doesn't correlate at all. right?
Yeah, so the stage and the pain levels are not the same. They don't correspond.
So before we move on, we actually have to discuss what are the symptoms. So if you start feeling these symptoms, maybe go talk to your doctor. So according to this graph, common symptoms are the following. Painful periods. Duh. Severe pelvic cramping. The PTSD.
Yo.
Heavy bleeding. That is for sure. I remember one time I had a tampon and a pad and I had to change it every 10 minutes.
Sorry?
And that was before I was diagnosed in Los Angeles. One of the months. Yeah.
Wow.
And then infertility. The sad one.
The very sad one.
It's a very sad one. Whether you want to have children or not, being told that you can't do something is not fun. Just think of it like being a teenager. Right?
But it's not all women. I have, some women are able to have a kid just fine with endometriosis. So it's really a personal thing.
Yeah.
Trial and error, personal thing.
Yeah, definitely. Urination and bowel pain.
I haven't had that, thank goodness.
Me neither.
That must be
horrible. Every time you go to the bathroom.
No.
And then I'm sure that people will mistake that for a UTI.
Yes.
So they go to the doctor, oh, you got a UTI. The next thing you know, you actually have endometriosis because every time you fucking pee or
it
and poop, it's sore.
Oh, hell no.
No. Mm-mm. Sorry for the ladies that go through that.
I'm sorry.
Constant fatigue. My number one girl. My number one symptom. She's always there for me. Fatigue. I hate her.
Always.
No matter how much sleep. No matter the exercise.
Our mutual friend Nadine, she used to get so confused as to how I can just sit anywhere and just fall asleep. It's like, girl, please don't.
Like, wake up. No, I cannot wake up right now.
I'd get on an airplane and just be like, gone.
Dude.
Gone.
I wake up in the morning, exercise, eat breakfast, and then sleep again.
Nap. Oh, a daily nap. I'm
I have
a baby.
like 3.
I'm a baby.
Yes.
I go to teach at a dance studio, I park the car, take a 5 minutes, enter.
It's so annoying. I mean, we're laughing, but it's actually like
it's
sometimes
dark.
it makes me it's dark. Sometimes it actually makes me cry. Like I get pissed off.
Because you're exhausted.
I'm like, why am I tired?
I can't be this tired when I slept 10 hours.
It's actually really not funny, guys. It's not funny, but she's the number one girl. Bleeding between periods. I don't have periods, so...
Yeah, that happened to me for a while.
Okay. And then digestive problems.
Didn't get that one, thank goodness.
I've had that all my life since birth. My mum has told me, actually.
Oh, wow.
I'm a constipated hun, or it's a runny tummy. It's never a regular, babe. Periods lasting 7+ days.
Oh, that's heavy.
Yeah, I've never had that. But if you have that, please go to the doctor. On a serious note. Ovarian cysts.
Well, I never. Like...
How annoying.
Yo.
Those girls are painful. They're horrible. Absolutely horrible.
The worst.
I'll show a picture on my Instagram for you to check out my cyst. She was a big girl. She was Asha. She said,
I
hello,
forget
hi.
you have a picture.
I literally said, can I please have the cling, cling, cling. I want to see it.
Girl.
I also watched my surgery. When I came for the week checkup after surgery, I sat and I watched the whole thing and I was like, wow. Girl, your uterus is bugged up.
I said no thanks.
Really? Are you a squeamish person?
Yeah, but also I don't want to see them slicing me open.
It's pretty cool. I mean...
No, I'm good.
To be honest with you, me watching the surgery actually helped me deal with the fact that I have endometriosis. Like, it solidified the fact that, yes, this is
I
what
have
you
a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, when I woke up in that pain, I was like, cool. I had a surgery because I have a thing.
Yeah, okay. I don't need to see it.
I don't need to know. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, but ovarian cysts, guys, no. Not a vibe. So those are the symptoms. So we've discussed a lot about endometriosis and our journeys extensively. But there are things that we can actually do to help with the severity of the pain that comes with endometriosis. And I'm just going to read some lifestyle changes that I found on the interwebs. And then we're going to discuss what lifestyle changes we have done or what we would like to do. Ready? So, according to the interwebs, the researchers, basically exercise. When you can, because again, with those symptoms that we just discussed, the fatigue and the pain, it's very hard to get out of bed sometimes. But when you can, exercise is quite helpful. And the reason why is because it creates more endorphins / chemicals that make you have less sensitivity to pain.
Makes sense.
You're a dancer, so yeah. Do you feel like you dancing and constantly exercising has helped with your
Absolutely, because I feel like also as I get my body going, those endorphins and chemicals kick in, and then I want to do more of it.
I see.
Know? It also just keeps me like my mind off the pain. You know, yeah,
because you're concentrating on
I'm
the fact that your hamstrings are in pain,
are burning
because of the many pirouettes you just did. Got you. Makes sense. And then it says eat more greens, so fruits, veggies, and fish. She has a fish fact for us that we're going to discuss. But saturated fat can rev up your body's disease, fighting response and trigger inflammation. Red meats and pork help raise estrogen levels, which is a thing for your endometriosis to grow. The more estrogen levels that you have in your body, the more you're going to start seeing more lesions in your uterus or in your eyeball, wherever your endometriosis is. I know, for real, bro.
Yeah, I know. Really.
Okay, so please can you tell the people about your fish fact, what your doctor said?
So my new doctor was just telling me about lifestyle changes in terms of diet, and she was saying lean towards eating more wild fish and not farmed fish.
And then I said, what is a wild fish?
Like a wild fish.
What is a non-wild fish?
A farmed fish.
How do you farm a fish?
I don't know, but you just have to look at the packaging.
Okay. But then, on a serious note, that boils down to affordability. There are people who are out there, don't have medical aid, don't have anything, and what they can afford to purchase in groceries is what they can afford. But I guess all of these lifestyle changes is very dependent
to each
individual. And you will know what helps you and what doesn't because of the flare-ups, right? So, and then apparently we must cut alcohol. But, disclaimer, it says a glass of wine or beer here and there.
Here and there is the word. Here and there.
So don't be out here going cray-cray. So you can have your glass of wine or beer here and there to de-stress or anything like that, and it should be okay. But again, it depends on how your body reacts to the alcohol. Funny story, before I was diagnosed and I had severe period pains, the only thing I could take that could help me was a glass of red wine.
But it's after effects.
I guess so. Then, avoid caffeine. But this is dependent. It said that if you have flare-ups after caffeine, then obviously avoid it. But some people don't have, so go ahead and drink your coffee or your green tea. I don't drink coffee, do you?
No.
So
I drink tea though.
Yeah, I do, yeah. I use green tea to wake up, for sure. Or to get my bowels moving, because,
Because IBS.
Yeah, apparently. Another one says acupuncture. Again, another thing that involves money. I've never done it.
I've never tried that, so it's good to know.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that to me before I was diagnosed as well. Why don't you try acupuncture? Could be a cool thing whenever I have the money for that. If medical aid could cover that, that would be
great.
Oh, speaking of, does medical aid cover your medication? Your birth control?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Mine does, but apparently not a lot of women who are on Vasan actually had the option for it covering medical aid. My doctor put it, I hope it doesn't give him into trouble, but anyway. But he said, I'm going to write it down as chronic medication because we have a chronic disease, actually. So I give it to my medical aid, thank God. And then the big one is relax. Do you want to talk about why relax is such a big thing for endometriosis?
It's so funny that my new doctor asked me what personality type are you, because she said time urgent, very anxious type people are usually the ones that are diagnosed with endometriosis, which I found very interesting. I can be quite anxious and very so I was like, cool, that makes sense.
All right.
But lowering your stress levels in your body is vital.
Yeah, because stress is a killer. an actual killer.
It's
it will kill
killing
you.
us.
So find your methods of relaxing, whether that's through yoga, meditation, just taking a second to breathe, removing yourself from stressful situations. I don't work anymore. I was like, nah,
I'm done.
But besides just being a housewife and creating content, I felt that people don't understand because they can't see that you have somewhat of a disability, a chronic disease. They can't see it, so they don't understand. So they're like, why did you miss work? Because I had an endo flare-up. Because I have fatigue. Because of my endometriosis. No, that's not an excuse. And then they'll say, go get a doctor's note.
No, you can't.
What am I going to tell my doctor? I have fatigue. Please write here.
Yeah, no.
Also, it costs money to go to the doctor. Also, it's a pandemic!
It's also a pandemic.
Like, I was literally told.
If your doctor's note.
Yeah. And I said, resignation. I'm not dealing with this. But obviously not everybody can do that. So, just try and remove yourself from stressful situations. It's very important. And get your support group in order.
In on it.
Who's your support group?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. You? Mm-hmm. I have loads of friends that have my back and are just here to listen to me or do a shop run for me or whatever. My sister and my brother, my mother, my father, my sister-in-law, my family, my cousins. I have a lot. I'm very lucky.
Yeah. You're very blessed. I'm very happy for you.
Very.
I would say my husband. Oh my gosh, shame, that poor guy. He's the one that's waking up at 3 a.m. He knows he has work. He has to wake up at 5 and he wakes up at 3 because I'm up in the bed like this, doing the massage, getting the hot water bottle, getting the tea, sitting with me, rubbing me, wiping my tears. I love you, dearie. My mom has a great support system as well, but she's definitely a mom, so she comes with unsolicited advice. And you're like, girl, whoa, please. Just hold that down. And then definitely my friends, like I said, when I was diagnosed, the first person I thought about was Ips, because I only had a few people that I knew, only 2, that had endometriosis. And now that I've actually been spreading awareness through my Instagram for the last year, so many more people have come forward. So we have our own support system. And there's Facebook groups and things like that. Yeah, so make sure you get your support system in order if you get diagnosed. So now that we know what they said that we must do, what have you done or what are you going to do in terms of helping your endometriosis symptoms?
So last year, was it last year? The year before, sorry, not the COVID year.
Oh yeah.
The year before last year, I was doing a tour in China of a show I was on. I spent 6 months in China, so I did, I couldn't drink a lot because obviously the show required a lot of physical awareness and okayness. So my alcohol intake was very low. I was doing a lot of exercise, obviously for the show. And then I cut out all meat. So I was pescatarian for the time. So
you only eat fish, no?
Yeah. Lots of vegetables. And I felt a huge difference in my body. Huge.
How was the fatigue?
It was better. I didn't struggle with fatigue. I didn't struggle with pains. I was sleeping fine. It was great.
Do you tend to wake up in the middle of the night?
Yeah. That restless,
Oh my gosh, same.
Yep.
That was just me.
No, I was sleeping great there.
Oh, nice.
So, and I'm planning on doing the same thing now. So I'm doing a dry march just to ease off the alcohol and then trying to get rid of red meat again.
I hear you, girl.
Exercise stays going.
Yeah, because, dance life. You can't not.
It's my job.
Yeah. For me, well, according to some people, apparently I don't drink excessively. According to how other people drink. So, but I'm definitely, I'm actually only wanting to drink red wine. I looked up red wine and endometriosis, or what alcohol could go with what, because human beings need vices. It's a lot living, number one, as a black woman. It's a pandemic. Sometimes you just need that glass, you know what I mean? So I was looking up what is the better option, and they said red wine is actually better for you. And there's many things that they say red wine is good for, in moderation. So I'm trying to cut out all the other types of alcohol. Tequila, I'm gonna miss you.
Bye. She knows why.
Anyway, I'm also gonna try and cut out red meat, which means my favorite food in the world, which is mincemeat. I love mincemeat.
You can have it now and then.
I guess so. But like, imagine you cut it out and then you have it now and then, your stomach will go wild.
Yeah, it'll be like, what is that?
What is that thing? And then, oh yes, and I definitely started exercising, like properly.
Yeah.
Like every week, 3 times a week, maybe sometimes even 4. I feel so much better. I'm definitely still fatigued. Like, I'm not the hand that's like, I exercise and I'm like, whoa, I'm ready for the day. No.
Then that's your downtime. You're done.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm definitely tired afterwards. It does not give me, no, I'm a tired hand after exercising. But I feel much better. I'm doing the bed yoga every time I go to bed. Yeah. Bed yoga and a cup of chamomile tea, which helps me sleep through the night and not have that restless sleep. That's been helping a lot. And yeah, just really trying to be on that exercise kick, for sure.
Yeah.
Trying to get back to my dancer roots, you know what I'm saying? So, wow, that was quite intense. We had to relive all of this trauma in our lives for you guys, for awareness. We're trying to help you. But at the end of the day, what is it that you want people to take away from this video?
I think more than anything is, if this is your situation, understanding that it's not your fault. Like, we don't know what the cause is. We don't know, like, the best we can do is those small lifestyle changes. But just to try and not take it on as your personality. It's something that's happening physically, you know? Yeah, and if you can, seek the help out. Like, be adamant about your symptoms and be adamant that something's not right, you know? Like I was saying, try not to hold back on, like, I don't know what it is, so I don't know what to say. Ask as many questions as you can. Yeah.
Whatever question comes to mind, right? That's so true. And I feel like a lot of, statistically, actually, this is not what I feel, statistically, factually, a lot of black women get looked over when they walk into a hospital and they talk about their symptoms. And women in general, a lot of, and I don't know the percentage of gynecologists that are men, but most of the time they're going to be like, oh, there goes the period and the, oh, you just violent, it's just a period. No, actually, seek help. And if that doctor's not listening to you, seek another one and another one, another one, until you find the one that is going to listen to you. And we just discovered that it takes about 8 to 10 years to actually be properly diagnosed from endometriosis, which kind of makes sense. I started my period at 12. I was only diagnosed at 29. So that's whack.
Yeah. And also that there's no 2 cases that are exactly the same. So don't overlook something that doesn't feel right to you. Yeah.
Don't compare to your friend.
Yeah, which is not the same.
Not everyone's going to go to Marvel after 3 days in surgery. Sorry, guys. My doctor's bomb. I would definitely want everyone to take away the fact that it is March and it is Endometriosis Awareness Month. The color representation is yellow. If you would like to spread awareness in any way, form, any shape or form, whether you have endometriosis or not, please do. We hope that you learn something from this video, that if you have these symptoms, you go and seek help. If you have endometriosis currently, you have the guts to also share your experience with your friends and family, or with your platform that you might have, because the more awareness we give, the more push it's going to give these researchers to actually help us in getting better ways to be diagnosed without surgery, and to hopefully finding a cure or finding a cause. We can even just start with the cause, and putting their mind and money into women's reproductive health, because it's an issue and there's not enough backing for these issues. And that's what I'd like to take away, is to just help spread the awareness, please. And feel free to hop into my DMs. I don't know if you...
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah. And just have a conversation with us, whatever you're feeling. We are super down for that. Yeah. So, that being said, thank you so much to this beautiful woman next to me. Ipeleng, Ipilili, Ips, for coming onto my YouTube channel. My very first guest ever. She's looking gorgeous in her yellow, and I really appreciate you sharing your story.
Thank you for having me, friend. This is such an important topic, and it was just great to be here.
Thank you so much. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this. If you got through the whole video, I really appreciate it. I hope that you guys definitely take something away from this. And I hope to bring more awareness throughout this month and throughout my whole life and my journey on YouTube as a whole. So don't forget to subscribe. It's not going to be always this heavy, but definitely please subscribe to this channel and give me a like and a follow of this video. And definitely share it far and wide. Share this video far and wide so that people can also get more awareness. And then don't forget to hop on over to Instagram, give me a follow, and check out more of my content there. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye, dolls.